Yo, what is up everybody? It's Landon here, back with another Fortnite video, and today we're going to be talking about the new tournament that has been announced for competitive Fortnite. And this one is different than every other Fortnite tournament ever. This is the All-Star tournament, and we're going to be taking a look at the new blog post today and explain what this tournament is. As you can see, it says, welcome to the showdown, the best of the best. Top performing players from Chapter 2, Season 5, and 6 FNCS will be invited to this tournament. So it's similar to last year's solo invitational. It's a little bit different. This is not content creators invited as well. This is the top performing pros in FNCS. If you aren't a top performing pro, there is a chance for you to play in this tournament with the pros, but you're going to be having to go through qualifiers, and I'll get to that in a minute. You're going to be able to showcase your skills. There will be a bunch of bracket style challenges centered around building, editing, and aiming, and I'm going to be going over those creative maps. Those ones that you cannot play in. The pros have already been invited to that one. They are already set for who's going to be playing in that, but you can play those with your friends in creative. Champion rank solo players can compete for a shot playing in the solo showdown cup. You guys can go through this. I'll leave a link in the description below to these pages. So we're going to be going down to showing you guys the events. This is Blueprint Battle. It is an editing race between two players, as you can see. So there's two sides on this map, and I'm going to be going into this in more detail, showing you guys how the maps work in a little bit. As you can see, it's just a big edit course, and then whoever gets to the end first is the winner. Here is the building map called High Tier. It's another 1v1. Players will be doing 90s and tunneling and all kinds of stuff to get to the end of this one. And Bullseye Bonanza. This is an aim map where you run through and you shoot these little target practice dummies. You just run through this. It gives you a gun. You have to shoot a certain amount to get through the door. Play for keeps, the 3v3. This one is a two-team map where two teams will be fighting guns only to claim a llama that spawns in the center, and then they hold it to gain points. It's meant to be 3v3. If you wanted to just do a 1v1, you could. So that is all of the information on this page, and I'm going to be switching over to the official rules and blog post. So as you can see here, we have the official details on the All-Star Showdown. It's a $3 million prize pool, and it'll be taking place from June 11th to the 26th. There's going to be a $3 million prize pool between all regions, including the 1v1 maps and the solo championship. So the hype days, these are the 1v1 maps with creators. This is this weekend, the solo all-star play-in. This is the 18th through the 20th. Now this is what everyone else can play. If you did not place in the top 15 trios in Trio FNCS, this is how you play in the solo all-star tournament. Round 1, we'll look at this on the official rules, but this will be next Friday the 18th. This is for all Champion League players. If you aren't champs, this is carried over from last season. This is why there is no reset. It's available to all champion players. You can play in this open tournament. And then to advance to round 2, you have to place top 2,000 on the main regions. And then if you're on the smaller servers, it's top 1,000. To advance to round 3, you need to get top 600 on Europe and East. You get top 500 on West and Brazil, and then top 350 in the smaller regions. To advance to round 4, you have to be top 100 in every single region. As you can see, here's the placement points. This is very similar to the solo cash cups we've been seeing, where you get placement for 75th, 50th, 40th, 35th, 30th, and so on. You can see it right here if you want to pause and take a look at the points right here. And then each elimination is only 1 point in the first, second, and third round, and then 2 points in the fourth round. Now here's the creative 1v1s for the pros. This is the skills challenges. You can pause and read this if you want to, or go to the link down below to read these for yourself. On June 23rd, they will be doing the edit course. Also on June 23rd, the aim competition. On June 24th, they will do the build competition. And on June 25th, they will be doing the 3v3 game mode. And then here is a trickshotting map. I don't go into detail on this one because I'm not a trick shotter. And here's the championship. This is the top 90 pro players that placed in FNCS. This is the tournament that they will be playing in. They've already qualified for. This is what the last 10 spots on each region will be for. But this is the most interesting part, and I haven't seen anything like this since back in the skirmish days, and this is very exciting for me. It says the player with the most eliminations at the end of each match will receive an additional bonus prize between $113 and $1,020 depending on your region. And Twitch drops. If you watch a Twitch stream, you can get this loading screen and use it in game. Twitch drops will be including emoticon, spray, loading screen, and backbling. So here are the official rules. These are very similar to all the other ones, so I'll just be jumping through this very quickly, showing you guys the most important information. Here are the date and times once again of every single round. As you can see, for most regions, the 18th, which is Friday, will be round 1, and then June 19th will be round 2 and 3 for most regions, and June 20th will be round 4. So very similar to how FNCS works. And then here's the dates again for the creative maps. And here's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the prize information for each region. Here's the NA East pricing. The West prize pool is the same as Brazil. And here's the smaller regions. Asia, Middle East, and OCE are all the same. Here's the pricing for the creative games. This is for the 1v1 edit course, aim course, and build course, and so on. So a little bit less for each region. As you can see, if you want to pause and see, you can. And here's Plays for Keeps, which is the 3v3 tournament. This is the same for East and West and Brazil. In the smaller regions, the rest of this is all very similar to normal game modes, normal tournaments. So you guys want to go look through all these rules, do you want to see anything I might have missed, or if you want to read these in more depth, because they're pretty similar to normal rules, link will be provided in the description. So yeah, let's go check out those creative maps right now. What's up everybody, we're in game now, and we're going to be taking a look at the FNCS All-Stars creative maps. Now you can't actually play for money in these maps, so these are the edit, aim, and then over here we have the build and 3v3 tournament. And so we're going to be taking a look at the edit map right now. The map code is on screen. I'm just going to do a quick run through this map and show you guys what it's all about. So this is the editing map. I've gone ahead and sped it up here, so you can kind of just see how long it takes me to take it and not have to watch the whole thing through. Feel free to go try this for yourselves, but as you can see in the video, maybe it might be a little bit too quick to see, but on the right of my character in game, there's another course, so you can run this side by side and do it with your friends and have a race, and that's kind of the whole point. We will only be able to play with our friends, but the pros are going to be able to play it against each other to compete for money in the actual tournament. And yeah, so as an overall editing map, like say if you were warming up with this or practicing learning faster edits with this, I think it's a pretty good editing map. There's a couple of these sections where it's not as good. There might be better versions of it, so you can practice certain parts of editing or do certain things over and over again in other maps. But I think for like an all-around course or just something to play against your friends in, I think it works really well. So yeah, that's pretty much all of my thoughts on it. I think it's probably the best map out of these 3 1v1 maps that I'll be showing here. I got 5 minutes and 15 seconds here, so let me know in the comments down below if you guys are going to be able to beat my time. I didn't really run this a whole lot. If you had more practice, I'm sure you'll beat that time. Moving on to the next map, where we have the aim map here. This is a lot like a normal aim courses. You just run through and fight some bots. The code is on screen now. I'll probably make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. Yeah, let's go check this one out. So this is the aim map. I think this one's also pretty good. I think it's a little bit worse than the editing map in terms of practice. I think if you want to have a good practicing map, the editing one is pretty good, but I think there's better aim maps for sure than this one, especially compared to something like Kovacs. But for 1v1ing, it is pretty good. The only thing that's bad about that is that you have to have separate parties, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's a little different than the other ones too. You can't run these side by side, but I mean, it's fine. So as you can see in the clips here, it gives you either an infantry or an SMG, and you have to run through the floors and fight all these target practice dummies. And yeah, then there's some kind of like tile tracking or something. I don't really do much Kovacs. I don't really know what they're called, but
kind of like shooting at a target further and further back. And then there's a last level where it did a snipe and then a wall of targets. So yeah, my time was 3 minutes and 35 seconds. Let me know if you guys can beat that time.
Moving on to the next map, we have the build map here. They have different names for it, but this is where you're building most of the time. I struggled the first time around. Let's see if I can do better on this one. Here's the code on screen right now. I'll also post another one on screen a little bit bigger so you guys can see that. All the codes will be down in the description if you guys just want to copy and paste them from there.
So this is the building map. It's very similar to how the editing map works, but instead of editing, you're building. Things like cranking 90s, tunneling, stuff like that. There's waterfalling, I believe, too. A couple other things, but that's pretty much the main part of it. Again, you can race against somebody in the same party this time. It's a little bit better than the aim map. I think this one's not quite as good practice. It's good tunneling practice, but it's still a little bit weird. I think free building is probably better practice. This one's actually a double ramp part. I'm not entirely sure how they want you to play it. I think you just need to like build ramps and stuff to get up. But yeah, this one's probably not the best for practice. But yeah, my time was 3 minutes and 30 seconds, about that time. So let me know if you guys can beat that time down in the comments below. And yeah, we'll be moving on to the 3v3 map now.
So as you can see, the last map I won't be playing too much of. It's called Play for Keeps. It's a 3v3 tournament. Since I'm by myself right now, I'm not going to be able to show you this one very well. This is meant to be a 3v3, but I think you can play it with as many people as you want on your team. You can do a 1v1 potentially. As you can see, you get a blue pump, a blue suppressed SMG, and a blue AR, as well as an impulse. And then you just walk into these to select your team. You spawn in this area. Kind of reminds me a bit of Overwatch in games like that. And then you can just run around, shoot at people on the other team. And the main objective of the game, you can see my score over there has 200 next to it. But your main objective is to get this jewel and hold on to it for as long as you can. And you want to keep it away from other players and try not to die with it, and pick it up if you do end up dying with it, and just get to a score of 200. And there's 3 rounds of this. I'm not going to play these all out because it's quite boring just being by myself in here. As you can see, it's like a gun arena. You can't build in here. I am currently trying to press my building buttons and it is not working. So yep, that's how this one's played, and that's all of the creative maps. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys have some fun playing these with your friends.
Thank you guys for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you want to see more videos about upcoming tournaments like this one, or you want to see some other types of videos, make sure you guys subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.